Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got a full width hero image here today. When you hover over it, it's got this nice fade in shutter effect with a headline, some text and a call to action button. Nice little effect to have on your site, really easy to create as well. And to do this today, we're using the great Divi image hover plugin from Divi Zoom. I'll put this link below the video if anybody wants to check it out. It's only $19.99 and I think you get over 250 plus hover effects, and there's some really great hover effects, there really are. I bought it, I'm really happy with it. So let's get started. I'll show you how to do this. First thing I'm going to do obviously is enable the visual builder, and here we've got a section with a full width row in it and the module itself. So let's just get rid of the row and we'll start from scratch. So let's add a new row, and I'm going to use a single column, and here we go. There's our little image hover plugin. Divi by standard comes with all these light grey modules apart from the Divi image hover, and there's plenty of them just about to make any sort of site. When you add WooCommerce, if you're selling products, you'll get an extra 12 modules to help you display your products. Okay, well let's put in our Divi image hover. And there we go. I'm just going to save that a minute. I'm going to pop that row up to the top. Simply going to grab it, pull it up above the other one. There we go. Now let's go back into the module. First thing it's going to do is prompt you to choose a style, and they've got plenty of different styles. They've got the default one, which is just a sort of text to hover kind of thing, and they do a lot of image swaps as well. Classic, modern, advanced and minimal, and there's many different varieties on each. I'm going to use advanced today, and as you can see each one's got a different sort of fade effect, and I'm going to use strip shutter right. Okay, next thing, we want some content. So let's add an image. I'll use the same one as I used before. There's our image right there, and as you can see there's that shutter effect. And of course once you've got something in there, you can go and check out some of these other effects that they've got, and each of these different styles has different types of effect. Let's just put it back where I was. Strip shutter right, there we go. Okay, in the content, image alt text right here. Alt text should be used for a description of an image, but a lot of people do use it for SEO purposes and put in keywords and geolocation data. It's up to you how you use that, but true use of it is for people that are sight impaired who use screen readers. It'll tell them what the image is. Image background, yeah, we'll use the image as a background. I'm putting that on. As you can see, it sort of squashed it down a little bit there, and you can choose your height right here. Just put that to where you want it. Okay, we've got three little fields here: table prefix, infix and suffix, and that's basically three little slots for a title, and you can style all of these separately. So as you can see, it's put it in there. It looks like one little sentence, but like I say, we can style the prefix, infix and suffix absolutely separately when we get to the styling. Down below I'm going to put in some content. I'm going to go to Lorem Ipsum and get some content. Okay, I've got some content here. I'm just going to simply pop it in. There we go, we've got some content. Obviously you'd have some real content. I'm using dummy text there. You can choose to hide this on the mobile version if it's not going to work on the mobile. It's not a bad idea because there's quite a lot of it, and that's going to be squashed up. Button text. Obviously put in whatever you want to put in for your button. And it's not going to appear till we actually put a link in. So look, I'm just going to use a hashtag for a link. There we go. Now, common to most website builds, if you're linking to your own site, leave it in the same window. If you're linking off-site to a new one, put it in a new tab so that your site stays open. Now, next down is vertical align center, which is going to pull this to the middle of our background here, which is great, just what I want. If you don't want that, you can just do it with padding and margins. Image overlay. That's this dark thing that's pixelating in, or shuttering in, I should say. I'm going to change mine to purple. I'm going to bring the opacity down. Now, we haven't got the usual slider for opacity that we usually do with Divi. This is a hex number right here. And to make it opaque or see-through, you can add 2 digits from 00 to 99, 000 being completely transparent, 99 being almost totally visible like we've got here. So I'm going to say 60 so we can see some of the image behind. There we go. We can still read that writing well, but we can see that image behind there as well, which is great. Okay, I'm not going to use a background because we're using our image. Now if you want to link the whole module, not just the call to action, that will go to wherever you put the button link in. But if you want to put a link in here, anywhere else that anybody clicks on it will take them to this link right here. Same deal about the link target. Alright, well let's move on to our design now. Here's our title. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to make it a lot bigger. So I'm going to just go down. And I'm going to slide it up to say 50. And of course you can have different sizes for tablet and mobile. Just check it out on a tablet that it's actually going to fit. And on mobile, there we are. That was what they were saying about hiding the content on mobile. It's not really going to work on that one. But like I say, on each of these you can have a completely different font size. Let's say 20. We're working on the header, but of course there's one for the content also. And on a tablet, it's actually not too bad, but let's make it sort of 30. There we go. Moving on down, I'm not going to put any text shadow. Now here we are. Let's put it back onto regular view, desktop view. This is what I was talking about: prefix, infix, and suffix. So we've got welcome is the prefix, breaking is the infix, and headlines is the suffix. So we can go in there. You can give it a background color to highlight it if you want. For instance, if I put yellow behind there, you'll see you can highlight things if you want and add more padding if you need to. I really don't want that, but I will make this bold. As you can see, that's changed that for us. Now let's go on down. I'll just change the middle one slightly, the infix. Let's make that yellow. Actually, I've just done the background there. I don't want the background. I want the actual font itself. Infix text color. There we go. And for the suffix, let's make it white, semi-bold. You can also change the font if you want to, and Divi comes with a ridiculous amount of fonts. There are literally hundreds. I've not gone through them all, but if you go in here and hover over one, it'll show you an example of what we've got. But for expediency, I'm just going to leave mine on the default there. Whoops, I changed it. Let's put it back to the default. Okay, and I'm going to make it semi-bold, and let's give it a little bit of text shadow. There we go. Need to take that color off the background there. There we go. That's got a little text shadow behind it, makes it stand out just a little bit more. Like I was saying, you can style these completely differently, each one. Okay, let's continue moving on down. Now here's our content. If you want to, you can give it a background color, and if you give it a background color, it kind of looks a bit blocky like this, but we can change all of the spacing in a moment so it looks a lot better, and I'll kind of do that in a little while. So let's get rid of that color. I don't want it on there. Again, you can change the font type and styling of it. I'm going to leave mine just as it is. I think that's fine. Image. You can round the corners of images and things like this, give it borders. I really don't want to do any of that. Usual sort of image effects that you can apply to any Divi image. Here's our button. Again, you can use custom styles for a button. I think I might just pop in there and pop the button down a little bit further away from our text there. So I'm going to flip that to on. I'm happy for it to be in the middle there. And the color I'll leave just as it is. But let's go down to the spacing for the button. And like any other Divi button, you've got all the Supreme icons or Elegant Themes icons to choose from here. When I hover over it, you see a little icon appear there. Let's go down. Alignment wise, I'm happy with it in the middle where it is. Now here is where I can push it down. Now you can't use padding to push this down. If I put padding on the top, you'll see the button gets fatter instead of actually moving down. Let's put in 30. Just put in the number, it'll put in the pics for you. You see that button's gone kind of fat there. So let's delete that. And I'm going to give it 50 margin on the top, 50 pixels. That should push it down away from that text a little bit. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, custom borders. You can put custom borders around the content, around the prefix, infix or suffix. So let's put some around the actual content itself. Content border style solid. Don't want any rounded corners. Border width up here. Now just start putting in the width that you want it. And it's probably put a black one in there. No, a white one. Great, that's fine. And we've got a little border around our content here, which is what I want. And the color is white, which I want also. Now I want it to be solid. Of course, you can have your regular CSS style borders, dotted, dashed, grooved, ridged, etc. You can round off the corners here if you want to. Like all Divi modules, just put the number in. If you've got this little chain linked right here, it'll do all four at once. If you want to do different sizes on each corner, just uncheck that chain there. And it'll give it slightly rounded corners. Okay, well let's get rid of this. Go on down. And the next thing, we've got custom spacing. Now this is really important right here. The container is the actual where all this content is sitting. So I want to put sort of, say 20% all the way around. The reason I'm using 20% is because it'll work better on sort of bigger and smaller screens right here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that squashed it in the middle. And don't forget, we're going to be making this full width. We can readjust this later on if we want to. Title. Well, let's put, in fact, before we do any more spacing, let's make this full width so we can really see what's going on. So I'm going to save this. We're in design and custom spacing when we come back. I'm going to go into my row. I want to take any padding away that may be there, so I'm going to go to design, spacing, put it as 0 in all of the boxes for the spacing here. That'll take any padding away from our section so it's buffered up against the top. You may need to do that for your section as well as the row. Now let's go down to sizing, or up to sizing I should say. We'll pull width all the way up to 100%. I'm going to copy this, Control C, paste it in down max width below, Control V, or you can just type it in if you prefer. Now we've got our full width image. If you want to make it deeper, you can do so in the content and the image. Okay, so that's really what we've got there. I might reduce the percentage that we've got on that wrapper there. So let's go back into our module now. Dark tab for the module. We were in design and we were in custom spacing. So let's reduce this to, actually no, I'm going to leave that. That's fine actually, like that. Okay, for our title, I'm going to give it a bit of margin on the bottom just to push it down from our content there. There we go. Got a bit of breathing space right there. Title padding, I don't want to do anything like that. That's working absolutely fine, so we can move on. And again, you've got different versions for prefix, infix and suffix if you want to change the way those look. So let's go back up. Let's go to our text. Okay, definitely want to give it some spacing at the top. So again, I think I might give it 50 all around. And I'll put it on the bottom of the button as well. So let's do that. I'm using padding again. Again, just put in the number. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. Same for this one, left and right. There we go. We've got a lot more breathing room there, which is great. Okay, well, we're almost there. Don't want to do any sizing, spacing, border. Give a bit of box shadow on if you wanted to at the bottom. Lift it off the page a little bit. Let's go back to our content. There's our image height. I'm just going to pop that up a little bit. There we go, something like that. Again, this is all entirely up to you. It's a styling thing. Let's round that off to 700. And I think we're good to go. So let's just save our changes. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And exit the Visual Builder. And there we go. We got our nice little full width hero section. Or hero image, I should say. When we hover over it, we've got that nice little shutter effect with the text, headline and call to action. Really easy to do, and that's a nice little feature to have on your site too. People are mousing around, that happens, it's going to get their attention, which is exactly what you want. And if you want to learn how to make some of these without a plugin, I've got a Divi Zoom playlist as well, where we make some of these, some of them using a bit of CSS, some of them using just the inbuilt features of Divi, and I'll put that down below. And also we've got a lot using this one, the Divi Zoom, and I'll put that playlist down below for anybody that's interested also. So once again, we've been using the Divi Zoom, link below the video. I hope you've enjoyed this today. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.